Okay, let us continue our classes on determinants. See, in the last class we have written 5 important basic points regarding determinants. So in that in our previous class, what are the points we have covered? See, determinant of AB is equal to determinant of A into determinant of B. This also we have verified through an example. And see, A into adjoint A is equal to adjoint A into A is equal to determinant of A into identity matrix. See, we have verified this property also. And see, non-singular matrix and singular matrix. So we have discussed the definitions of these two. So if determinant of A is not equal to 0, determinant of A is not equal to 0, then it is non-singular matrix. Then if determinant of A is equal to 0, then it is said to be singular matrix. So we have verified these two properties. See, if I is the identity matrix, see 1 0 0 1, then what is the determinant of see, it is very simple. What is the determinant of the identity matrix here? What is the determinant of the identity matrix? 1 into 1 1, 1 minus 0, 0 into 0 0, 1 minus 0. So determinant of identity matrix of order n generally, so it will be what? 1. Okay, so determinant of value of determinant of identity matrix is 1. So we can remember this simple point also. Then including these points, we have worked out, see, determinant of adjoint A is equal to determinant of A whole to the power of n minus 1. So if A is a square matrix, so if we consider any square matrix of order n, then what will be the determinant of adjoint A is equal to determinant of A, so power will be 1 less here, determinant of A whole to the power of n minus 1. So these points, and so you remember this, determinant of identity matrix will be equal to 1. So we have revised all these points in our previous classes. Okay, so now in this class, let us consider one more important point in the form of theorem here. So we need not worry about the proof. Okay, so we will prove the theorem, but before proving the theorem, so you try to understand the point here. See, prove that a square matrix is invertible. See, a square matrix is invertible if and only if, or IFF. So if and only if, what is the condition to say that square matrix has inverse? That is, A is non-singular matrix. So here there are two things here. See, a square matrix is invertible. Okay, a square matrix is invertible means implies A is non-singular. So we have to prove this. Okay, we have not proved, so we are just taking out that sentence here. A square matrix is invertible implies that matrix is non-singular. Okay, then reverse. So we can write it. See, if A is non-singular, matrix, then implies it is invertible. That means A inverse exists. Okay, so these 2 points. So this theorem implies these 2 points. See, observe, square matrix is invertible if A is non-singular. So conversely, if A is non-singular, then the matrix is invertible. So to say that a matrix has an inverse should be non-singular, or if it is non-singular, then A inverse exists. Okay, if it is singular, then inverse does not exist. So that is the point here. So what we have to prove here, there are 2 parts. If we consider a square matrix is invertible, means we have to show that A is non-singular. So A is non-singular means we have to prove determinant of A is not equal to 0, as we discussed in our previous class. So other case is, if A is non-singular, then we have to prove that A inverse exists. And next question is, what is that A inverse? So we have to cover all these points in the theorem. So this you can remember as a point here. So you don't have to worry about the proof. So square matrix is invertible means it must be non-singular. Once it is non-singular, then that means A inverse exists. So here you have to prove the converse part also. Okay, so this is the very important concept here. See, once we prove this theorem, we will know what will be the inverse of the square matrix. Okay, so this is the question we have to answer here. What is the inverse of the square matrix? So to say that a square matrix has an inverse, it should be non-singular. Once it is non-singular, then it will be invertible. Okay, so let us prove that. See here, let us consider a matrix. See, let A is a square matrix okay, let A is a square matrix which is, so I will take this part here. See, A is a square matrix which is invertible. See, I am taking this part. So if A is a square matrix which is invertible, okay, so see, this implies what? What is the meaning of this statement? See, in our previous classes on matrices, so we have said that, see, if A is a square matrix of order n, say, to say that this matrix has an inverse, see, what is the condition? There must exist another see, matrix. There exists other matrix, square matrix of the same order B, say B, such that, see, the product of these two matrices A, B, see, the product of this and this, that A, B should give us identity matrix. Then only we say that B is the inverse of A. Okay, so we can remember or recall this definition. When we say that a matrix has an inverse, to say that a matrix has an inverse, there must exist another matrix like B such that their product is equal to, when I multiply those two matrices, I should get identity matrix. Then only one matrix will be the inverse of the other. So I am going to use that point here. So what is the point here? See, A is a square matrix which is invertible means inverse exists. That means so A is a square matrix, so there should exist other matrix, see, A into B. So this should be equal to what? Identity matrix. Okay, so we say that, see here, AB is equal to BA. This should be same, both are equal to identity matrix. Then if I take the determinant here, say determinant of, we will consider determinant on both sides. Then just we have recall the point here, determinant of AB is equal to determinant of A, determinant of A. So individual determinants. Then value of the determinant of I is what? So determinant of identity matrix is value is 1. So see here, product of two determinants is equal to 1. This means neither this is not equal to 0, this is not equal to 0. See, determinant of A is not equal to 0. So determinant of A not equal to 0 means what? A is a non-singular. By the definition, A is a non-singular matrix. See, I hope you are understanding this. So determinant of A is 1, determinant of B is equal to, say, product is 1 means determinant of A is not equal to 0. Okay, so it is non-zero means, by the definition, A is a non-singular matrix. So what we have proved? So if A is invertible, then A is non-singular. So a square matrix is invertible means A is non-singular. Then we have to prove it conversely also. So conversely means what? If A is non-singular, that means A not equal to 0, then it has an inverse or it is invertible. We have to prove that part. Okay. So, okay, I will prove. So I will continue here only. See, conversely. So I will take this. See, let us consider this part here. Okay, let us take this part. So let A is non-singular matrix. Then see what happens. Non-singular matrix. A is non-singular. See, A is non-singular matrix by definition what? So that value is non-zero. Okay, determinant of A is not equal to 0. Okay, it is a non-singular matrix. See here also, in our previous class we have discussed 5 or 6 points. We know the result. See, we know that. What is the result here? If A is a square matrix, then we know A into adjoint A is equal to, see, adjoint A into A is equal to A into, see, determinant of A into I. So this we also verified by taking the example here. See, A into adjoint A is equal to adjoint A into A is equal to determinant of A into I. So this holds good here. See here, A is non-singular means what? Determinant of A is not equal to 0. So determinant of A is not equal to 0. So we can divide both sides by determinant of A. So I will divide both sides by determinant of A. See, A into, observe carefully, determinant of A, then adjoint A into A by determinant of A. So here dividing by determinant of A, I will get only I on the right hand side. see determinant of A into this determinant of A is not equal to 0, so that's why I can cancel it. So I get only I. Okay, so I will consider this. So see here, I will put the bracket here, bracket for this quantity. See, whatever the quantity inside the flower bracket, see I have written this flower bracket here, I am making the mark here. See A, I will write it A as it is. You think this whole quantity as CB, then is equal to, so whatever the quantity I marked it, see you think B and A as it is equal to I. See, as I told earlier, see AB is equal to BA is equal to I. It looks like this. AB is equal to BA is equal to I means, what is the meaning here? See, B is the inverse of A. That is, see, B is the inverse of A. So what is B here? So whatever I have marked here, that is the B here. See what is B? I will write it here. So B is the inverse of A. This is the definition here. So we have to remember the definition here. Product of two matrices is equal to identity matrix means one matrix is the inverse of the other. So A inverse is equal to B. So what is this B? So the B is this. Therefore, okay, we'll write it here. So therefore A inverse is equal to, see B. B means, so this one is, see, adjoint A divided by determinant of A. Or I can write it as, see, adjoint A. Okay, see here, inverse of the matrix, inverse of the square matrix is equal to 1 by determinant of A into adjoint of A. So we have to remember this result. This is a very important here. See, to find out the inverse of the square matrix, the condition is that matrix should be non-singular. Otherwise, inverse does not exist. So determinant of A should not be equal to 0. Then only you can get the inverse. What is the inverse here? See, inverse is equal to, you have to divide adjoint of the matrix by value of the determinant. See, that's why I have written in the denominator. See, of course, here determinant of A is not equal to 0. So as we said here, determinant of A is not equal to 0. That is in the denominator. So A inverse is equal to adjoint A divided by determinant of A. So this is one of the very important formulas to remember. So it will help in finding the inverses of the given matrices directly by using the formula. So in the matrices chapter, we applied a sequence of row operations to find the inverse of the matrices. So here we can use the formula. So not there. There we have to use row operations. Here there is a direct formula to find the inverse of the matrix. Okay. So I have proved this theorem here. So what is the inverse of the square matrix here? So here, so the important point to remember is, see, inverse of the matrix. So if A is a square matrix of order n, so non-singular. See here, non-singular. Then inverse exists. What is that inverse? So A inverse is equal to 1 by determinant of A into adjoint A. See, to find out the adjoint, what we have to find? We have to find the cofactors. After transposing the cofactor, we will get adjoint. That's why I have told in earlier classes that cofactors and minus are very important. So this A inverse is equal to, see, 1 by determinant of A into adjoint A. So you can remember this formula. So I will work out one problem and find the inverse of the matrix. Okay, let us consider one problem. Okay, one example. Find the inverse of the matrix. So find the inverse of the matrix. Okay, I will write matrix. See, I will take 2 cross 2 in this class. See, minus 1, 5, minus this. Find the inverse of the matrix. Okay, question is like this. Find the inverse of the matrix. See, if I have written by using elementary transformations, then we have to apply sequence of row operations, then we can reduce it. So we know that method here. So we write A is equal to IA, then we convert the left hand side, right hand side, all those things we have done it in matrices. But here, what is the question here? Find the inverse of the matrix means we can use the formula here. So what is the formula? Just we have known here, A inverse is equal to 1 by determinant of A into adjoint of A. So we do this formula. So to use that, we have to find out the adjoint A. Okay, so let us let's consider that as A here. See, minus 1, 5, minus 3, 2. So then determinant of A is corresponding to this. So minus 1, minus 3, 5, 2. Okay, we can multiply this minus 2. So minus of minus 15. That is minus 2 plus 15. So minus 2 plus 15, that will be 13. See, non-zero. This is not equal to 0. See, determinant of A is non-zero. Implies A inverse exists. See, this is the point. You have to note down. So A inverse exists means it is non-zero. If it is 0, then inverse does not exist. That's why we told that determinant of A is not equal to 0. Then let us find the adjoint here. So you can write it directly the adjoint here. Okay. So how do you find the adjoint here? See, A11, A12, then A21, A22. See here, plus minus, then minus plus. Okay. So this is a 2 cross 2 determinant here. So I will anyhow write the brackets here. See, first you consider this element here. Okay. Then you leave this column and this row. So what is the element here? 2. So plus 2. Then see, I am considering this element 5. So cofactor of see 5. So you leave this column and this row, that is minus 3. See, minus of minus 3. So I have attached the signs. Okay, cofactors and minus. See, minus and minus plus, that will be 3. Then I move to this element. You leave this row and this column, that is 5 only. So that is minus 5. Then next A22 means this element. See, you leave this row and this column, that is minus 1. See, plus of minus 1, that means minus 1. So now I can see, I will write the adjoint here. So directly I can write this, the cofactor matrix. You can write the cofactor matrix and take the transpose. Otherwise, see, you must be careful here. See, adjoint of the matrix. See, adjoint of the matrix means, so I have to replace the corresponding cofactors. So see here, 2, 3. So I have to write in columns, not rows. See, because I have written adjoint here. See, 2, 3, then minus 5, minus 1. Okay, this is the adjoint of the matrix. The adjoint A is obtained here. Now determinant of A. So determinant of A we have wrote already, it is 13. So now we can find the inverse here. So I have written already the, see, I have the formula here. See, A inverse is equal to, so write the formula once again, 1 by determinant of A into adjoint of A. See, 1 by, see, determinant of A is what, 13 into, so whatever you get the adjoint here, see, adjoint A is this 2, 3, minus 5, minus 1. So this is a scalar, so you can multiply this. So I will multiply this. See, 2 by 13, then minus 5 by 13, then 3 into 1 by 13, that is 3 by 13, minus 1 into 1 by 13, that is minus 1 by 13. So this is the inverse of the given matrix. So we have used the formula here. So I have taken 2 cross 2 determinant matrix. So we can verify it by taking 3 cross 3 matrices also. So what we have learned in this class, so if a matrix is invertible, it should be non-singular. Then what is the inverse? So inverse is, so we have to divide adjoint A by determinant of A. So this is very important formula. Then we can go on applying the formula. So we can consider 3 cross 3 determinants or 3 cross 3 matrices and let us find the inverse in the next class.